What's up guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make some tutorials. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Saturdays, so if you're into that sort of thing, please make sure to check back every Wednesday and Saturdays, because I'll be dropping new content. Now in this video I'm going to solve a problem, how to draft an off shoulder. So it's not like my typical video where I show you guys step by step as I sew along. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're a beginner or you're a person that to brush up on your skill, I offer online courses. If you're interested, please call the number that I can see on the screen. I'm going to be showing a demo how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and decide if learning online is convenient for you. Alright, so I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye. Alright guys, you're welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial we're not going to be doing a lot. I want to just help you guys solve a problem. Okay, I want to show you guys how to cut off shoulder straps for your off shoulder tops, blouses, dresses, whatever you are working on, as long as it's an off shoulder and you want to cut a strap for it. Okay, so now this is how to cut a strap, not a sleeve. So this image right here is showing you a strap, so that's what I'm going to show you how to do it. So what I have in front of me are two patterns that I cut behind the scenes. If you do not know how to cut an off shoulder, I have a video for how to draft an off shoulder bustier. I'm going to drop a card up here, and also I will drop a link to that video at the end. I'll drop an end note, so click on the image you see at the end of this video to watch how to draft an off shoulder bustier, in case you don't know how to. So what I have here is the front and I have the back. Okay, so now this is the front, sorry, this is the back. This line I have here, you see this line I have here, from here out, okay, this space I have here, the space that is shaded with this green marker, all right, this space here is my zipper allowance. Okay, so this is the space I have kept that I'll use to install my zipper. Okay, so we can just assume that this isn't part of whatever we are doing. Now before you start talking about cutting the strap for your off shoulder, you should have taken your off shoulder measurement. So this is an example of how you take your off shoulder measurement. So you take the tape from one side of the shoulder all the way to the other. Now when you have that measurement down, the next thing you need to do is you need to measure these patterns that we have here. So you see the one with the dart that is shorter, this is the one that is meant for the front. The one with the dart that is longer is meant for the back. Okay, so now to begin, we're going to need to know, okay, so after taking my off shoulder measurement on my model, I'm working with an off shoulder of 40 inches. Okay, so 40 inches is what I'm using as what I got as my off shoulder measurement. So now the straps, okay, so this is the front here, for example, this is the front, this is the back. Okay, this is going to be placed on top of this at the end of the day. Now the straps, okay, are supposed to complete the space you have here and the space that you have here. Okay, so the off shoulder is going to come from this side, go around the shoulder and come again to this other side. So we need to know how many we have consumed here, front and back. Okay, so now we're working with an off shoulder measurement of 40 inches, right? We're working with an off shoulder measurement of 40 inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure around. So now what I want you to do is mark where half an inch is. Mark half inch. So you see from the edge of your pattern, mark half an inch. I have marked half an inch here. Come to this other part too, do the same thing, make a mark here, half an inch. Repeat the same thing on the back, half an inch. Okay, mark half an inch from the side. Okay, so from this side too, do the same thing, come here and mark half an inch. Now when you've done that, I need you to measure what is left. Okay, so you see from this green line I have here, okay, from the green line I have over here, I'm going to measure after that green line. You see this, measure around all the way to the other side. So here I have 14.5. so when I measured the front from here to here, the front is 14.5. okay, I'm going to measure the back too. Now please notice what is happening with the back. When it comes to the back, I have first of all kept aside my zipper allowance, so I'm not counting with my zipper allowance. So you see the way I folded the zipper allowance. Now whatever I measure from here to here, okay, would not include the zipper allowance. If you were to include the zipper allowance, then it will look more like this. Okay, so by the time I did that, I have kept my zipper allowance underneath. Okay, so now we have 14.5 on the first one. Let's measure this one. Okay, so we're going to measure like so and down. Okay, so on the back we have 13.5. For the back we have 13.5. Okay, now 13.5, 14.5 plus 13.5 is going to be 14 plus 13 is, this is 2, this here is 7. Okay, then this is 1, so we have 28. Okay, now what we're going to do now is, so that we know the amount that we need to cut for the straps. Remember, there are 2 straps, one is supposed to be here and one is supposed to be this other way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 40 inches from, and we'll subtract 28 inches from 40 inches. Okay, 40 minus 28 inches is equals to 12. Okay, so 40 minus 28 inches is equals to 12. Now what that means is that the body part now has already given us 28 inches of the off shoulder. Now we need extra 12 inches to complete the circle around her body. Okay, so this 12 now we have to divide it into 2 places because we have 2 sides that we are working with. Okay, so what that means is that we're going to need to cut 6 inches for this side and 6 inches for this side. Okay, 6 here, 6 here, 12. If you add 12 to 28, it's going to give you 40. Remember, the off shoulder measurement went around the body. 28 is from here to here. Okay, inside here is 28. Now we need 12 to complete. That's 6 here, 6 here. Remember that 12 inches, I've divided it into 2. I hope that this is making sense. Okay, so now that we know that we need to cut only 12 inches, let's go ahead to cut the straps. All right. Okay, now cutting the straps, this is my paper I'll use for the straps. Cutting the straps can be quite tricky because you might be tempted to just cut okay, we're looking for 6 inches. Okay, so I'm folding my paper, and you guys know that whenever you fold your paper, something has been divided. Okay, so if I'm looking for 6 inches and I fold my paper in half like this, what I'm actually going to place here is 3. Now you might be tempted to do something like this, okay, and just stitch it on top. You might be tempted to just cut a rectangle. Okay, then you come here and mark. Do not do what I'm doing now. I'm showing you what you should not do. Don't do this. Okay, and then don't do this where you just cut here, cut here, cut here, and attach it to here. Okay, and attach it to here like so. Okay, that this will not work. Okay, this is not going to work because this does not have any room. This will not have any room around the armhole part. Okay, around where the arm is going to come out from, it's going to be so tight that you'll not be able to lift up your hand. This is an example of how it's going to look. Collect now. Collect the money now. Carry your hands up. Collect the money. Carry on, collect the money. Do it small now. Do it with small finesse. Don't force the tape up. Let me see what the tape is allowing you to do.
That's loosen.
Tape. Don't fight with the tape. Collect money. Don't fight with the tape. Collect now. Collect. Collect money. Collect. Collect the money now. Who sold this off shoulder for you?
My tailor.
Which tailor? So yes, you don't want to cut it like this so that you don't run into problems. Okay, so now we know that I'm going to cut 6 inches. Now how do we go about this? Now if you know, okay, the 3 inches is going to complete the off shoulder from the top. Okay, but now the problem is if you cut it like the way I showed you guys how to cut it here, it's going to be tight at the armhole. Okay, so what happens, we need it to be 3 inches at this top part here, okay, where the off shoulder is, but at the armhole it is not going to be 3 inches. What you're going to do is this. Now I have my paper here. Okay, I've just folded my paper. Now what I want you to do is this. I want you, after you folded the paper, we're looking for 6 inches. Now this will be different for whatever measurement you are working with. We are looking for 6 inches to complete. As I folded the paper, that have been divided into 2. I'm going to come here to the top. Okay, I'm going to place 3 inches. It's 3 inches that we are looking for, so I'm going to come here, place 3 inches. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to measure what the size, the width of the strap. Okay, how thick do you want the strap to be? So for mine, I usually like it around 2.5 inches. You're going to come to the bottom, so from the top here to here, 25 inches. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to come here and place 3 inches again. Now this is what we did before, and I've told you guys that we are going to run into problems if you cut it with the size exactly. Now what we are going to need to do is this. Since we need 6 inches at the top here to complete that off shoulder, but the part that's going to be at the armhole, we do not need it. What we're going to do is this: we are going to increase the one at the bottom by 1.5 inches. So you see this here, you're going to come from here and increase this part here by 1.5 inches. When you have done that, roll the line. Now this is going to be the bottom part of your sleeve, and then you're going to make a curve from the top to this part. All right, so you guys see this is what you are going to do. All right, and now when you're going, what you're going to do is you're going to cut here like this. Now when you're cutting the front side, you don't cut it on the green exactly. I want you to keep ½ inch away from the line, so that when you are done sewing, it would land at the 3 inches exactly at the top here. Now by the time you do this and you stitch this onto here, okay, by the time you stitch this part onto this other part, what you see is that the off shoulder at the top, is going to be the 40 inches that you planned, but the bottom part now, because of this curve that you've done, if you notice, it is standing out. It is facing up as opposed to facing flat like this. What that has done is that has created more room here for your arm. That way your client will at least be able to lift up her arm a bit, at least well enough to function as a human being. All right, so this is what you are going to need to do. Now mind you, you're going to need to cut 2. Okay, we have one for here. You're going to need to repeat the same thing on the other side, because it is on the fold. Here is going to be sewn to here, to this other side of the armhole, and this part is going to be sewn to the top part. The space that 1.5 now means that you've kept 3 inches extra under here. That's going to allow your clients, give your clients more mobility. All right, so now the size of your strap might differ from mine, depends on what you are working on. So apply this however you want to, but this is the basic shape. But for my own off shoulders, personally, I like using 2.5 inches for the size of my strap, only if the design that I'm working with says I should do something different. All right, so yeah, that is it. A quick easy class for now. Remember, cut another sleeve for that side for the other parts. This is an easy class. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Also remember to cut lining for this too. Okay, basic sewing. If you are looking for how to cut off shoulder sleeve, I bet that you have an idea on stuff like this already. Anyhow, I want to see you guys in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.